You like John Patitucci? Well, I found a record from 1981 that he recorded when he was 21 years old, and you need to check this out. Let's get into it. John Patitucci is hands down one of the greatest bassists ever. He became the brightest light in my musical universe in 1988. I was 14. I'd been listening to mostly progressive rock music like Rush and Yes, and I'd been playing bass for a year when my best friend sat me down and played me Gotta Match by the Chick Corea Electric Band. And at that moment, I remember feeling like my head was about to explode. He had the time, he had the tone, the virtuosic playing, and he had the greatest phrasing you'll ever hear a bass player play with. Period. Chick Corea, Wayne Shorter, Michael Brecker, Roy Haynes, everybody called the Tooch. In a post-Stanley, post-Jocko world, he was and still is the guy. So imagine my surprise this past week when I stumbled onto the debut release by Tamarack, one of the first records that John ever made. Tamarack was a contemporary Christian jazz fusion group featuring bass, drums, keyboards, guitar, and 3 vocalists. This record, their only one, was released in 1981. John was 21 years old. And the first track, Carry My Blues Away, is everything. There's post-Jocko influence right from the beginning. And there's post-Marcus Miller influence during the verses.
I find it hard to close my eyes against the morning light. Somehow at last I see.
And he takes a bass solo in this song. Check this out. It's only 8 bars long, but you can totally hear everything that John is and will become in this solo. This is like the lost ARK of bass solos, and he wouldn't even touch a 6-string for 4 more years. This is all done on a 4. He's playing over the chord progression from the intro, which is just 2 chords. That F major 7 going to that D sus. The first thing I've always loved about John is how incredible his first phrase in a solo is. He knows how to use space so well and then play something that absolutely grabs your ear and announces what's to come in the rest of the solo. And here is no exception. He just rattles off some 16th note triplets into a singing high note, just like a great tenor saxophonist would. Second thing I love, he speaks the blues. Trademark JP. Listen how he comes down into that blues lick in bar 4. He's playing like an E minor concept over that D sus chord. Man, he just sings the blues and he's so expressive with his left hand. Also dig how he's kind of playing a lot of C major 9 sounds over that F major chord. And he tops it off by playing some bona fide John Patitucci bebop language. Little enclosure, a little A minor sound underneath that D sus. This is literally some of the musical language you would hear him play today if he was taking a solo. But he's playing it here at 21 years old. Amazing. Wait. There's people out there that aren't really that familiar with John Patitucci's playing. Here's 5 of my favorite recordings to get you started. Number 1, Eye of the Beholder, Chick Corea Electric Band, 1988. I had to start with something by Chick. John was such a huge part of that band, and you can really hear him develop over the course of all the Electric Band albums. I picked this record because it's right in the middle of their catalog. You can clearly hear a bit of the early sound in what they're doing, but it also is kind of hinting at what would come in the future. All the tunes are amazing, and John takes an incredible solo on Trance Dance. Number 2, Sketchbook, John's 3rd solo album from 1990. This one changed the game. Now, all of John's solo library is impeccable, but on this record, he leveled up. You can hear his growth as a composer, definitely as a player, and the Yamaha bass he started playing really became his voice. This record also features the first of many solo acoustic bass pieces he would record. Number 3, Beyond the Sound Barrier, Wayne Shorter, 2005. After Chick, I have to have something on the list by Wayne Shorter and the Great Footprints Quartet. This is one of John's greatest musical collaborations, and it's unlike any other. This one blew me away. It's organic, spontaneous, ever-changing. If it's possible, John's playing goes to even another level. My favorite track off this Grammy-winning album is probably Joyrider, if only for the way that John is playing with the great drummer Brian Blade. Number 4, Pilgrimage, Michael Brecker, 2007. Hands down, one of the greatest jazz recordings in the last 25 years. Brecker, Metheny, Herbie, Moldau, DeJohnette, and Patitucci. It's the jazz version of the All-Star team. The last recording Brecker did before passing, these are outstanding compositions played at the highest level. John's sound on this record is immaculate, as is his hookup with the great drummer Jack DeJohnette. He also torches the bass solo on Cardinal Rule. Number 5, Brooklyn, John's 14th solo album from 2015. This list could have been all his solo records because they're just beautiful, but this one is singular. His sound, his concept, his playing. This is a master being given 3 colors and a canvas and coming up with something magical. It's very much a jazz record, but you can really hear all of his influences through the tracks. And he never touches a double bass. Check out the version of Wes Montgomery's The Thumb that he plays as a duet with Brian Blade. Just John being John. One of the greatest ever. What's your favorite John Patitucci recording? Let me know in the comments. On a personal note, before I ever heard Jocko or Ron Carter or Marcus Miller, John Patitucci lit a musical fire inside of me that's been burning for over 35 years now. He's probably the best bass doubler ever, with one of the most incredible sounds, a master of groove, and you just will not find a better soloist on the instrument than him. Period. He's my GOAT. So I say, thank you, Maestro Patitucci. There is no PD bass without your amazing music.